This is the 2020 Callaway Mavrik. Let's do it, and let's do it now. Hi everyone, James Robinson here. First of all, I'd like to say, guys, if you are not new to the channel, I'd like to say a huge thank you, guys, to supporting the channel, for watching the videos, and basically for enjoying my content. If you are new to the channel, I'd like to thank you for joining us, and also like to ask you to consider hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. In today's video, also leave us a like if you enjoy the content as well, because that means the world to me. Now, in today's video, we are talking the brand new Callaway Mavrik. Now, first things first, guys, I've got to get this out there. I've got to say it. This review is going to be, it's going to be honest. It's going to be brutally honest. Not brutal, but brutally honest. I think, is that a thing? And you see, guys, there is one huge factor that means I could play this driver this year. I might play this driver this year. I've not in any way, shape or form discounted playing this driver this year, despite its name and despite its colour scheme as well. They're two things which, like I said, it's going to be brutal. So we'll start with the name, Mavrik, and not so much the name, but the spelling of the name. Mavrik, M-A-V-R-I-K. Mavrik. I mean, don't get me wrong, as first shots go, we're going to take it. And when I first heard the name and first heard what it was going to be called, I guess that's kind of the same thing, isn't it? I was definitely going to do a joke on Top Gun, on Maverick, on Tom Cruise, on all those things. But then I thought, well, I'll leave that to Alex Etches because he's very good at them, and you're not going to get me in a Bigfoot suit, are you? So there's that. But that's definitely another story for another day. And there's also, again, one reason why I could play this club, one big one. And that could be one of them, because that's everything. Oh, look at that. So I do obviously understand, by me saying there's one big reason that I could play this club and then saying that that's one of them, that would actually mean that really the performance is the reason why I could play this club. And you wouldn't be far wrong, but there's another reason. And first of all, before we talk performance, before I tell you exactly what's in this club, what's not in this club, because there's one thing that's not in this club that you would expect to be in this club, but you wouldn't expect to be in this club, because this has taken over the Callaway Rogue. We're going to talk colour scheme, because Callaway, whoever is in charge of your colours, I mean, come on. And I know there will be people leaving comments now. There'll be people typing there below saying, I love the colour scheme, I love the gold, I love the orange, it's beautiful, it's orange. And yes, I do have a pink shirt on, and I'm well aware that that means that my opinion means nothing on colours. So there's that as well. You've got to remember that names, colours, all these things, they're subjective. You might like them, you might love the name, you might hate the name, you might love the colour scheme, you might hate the colour scheme. We're going to come back onto the colour scheme, because there's one big reason why I could play this club next year, or this year. Okay, so now we've got the colour scheme out of the way, let's start talking tech. I'm going to hit another shot though, because that one was absolutely beautiful. Is that another one? It is. It is. Ah, yes. Yes! So as you will see here, guys, the Mavrik does have quite an unusual shaped head. If I show you this way, you'll see even more how it just looks a little bit weird at the back there. That's no accident. That's what Callaway called the Cyclone Aero shape. Cyclone? Aero shape? Really? So basically what Callaway have done, they've put loads of heads in an aero tunnel or a wind tunnel. Guess they're the same thing. And they've found that having the shape shallower from front to back does allow for more aerodynamics, less drag, and generally more speed. I've got to say, guys, I'm quite enjoying this. Dare I say it, I'm shelling peas here. Okay, so it's a strange shape. We know that it's more aerodynamic. What else do we have? So we still have jailbreak technology. We still have the triaxial carbon crown. And we also now have a brand new artificial intelligence designed face. Flash face. I know what you're thinking. Well, we had flash face before. We have that on the Epic Flash, which is still a current driver, by the way. So don't be thinking if you bought the Epic Flash that you've been duped, because this is replacing the Rogue, as we said. Anyway, back to the flash face. We've had a flash face before. This is a brand new flash face. It is the Spring Summer 20 collection, or as Callaway will know it, the SS20 collection. And basically what Callaway have done is they've gone and bought a new computer. Another one. And this computer has allowed Callaway to not only put more iterations in there and see what works, what doesn't work, but basically design a newer face, a faster face, a flashier face, I guess. I mean, even if it's not true, it's a great story, isn't it? It's a great story. Come on, let's have another one. Keep this up. That was Healy, that was really Healy, and that's done really well. That's gone 270 yards, and if you can see the ball mark here, that's not good. Now I have got to say, and I'm aware that I say that on videos a lot, and I'm trying to get away from saying I've got to say, but I have got to say that I'm going to be brutally honest here, guys, with the colour and the name. I wasn't a huge fan of this when I first saw it. I've got to put that out there. The first impressions, and we all know how much they account for. If you've ever been and had dinner with a girlfriend's mum and dad and it's not gone well, then you'll know exactly what I mean. But generally, I wasn't a fan of it. I'm not a huge fan of the colours, but there is one bit. You know what I'm going to tell you guys? You can get this in the custom shop, so you can get loads of different colours. There's a picture of one I saw when I did have the meeting with Callaway. It's got a navy blue, it's got red on it. It looks way better than this burnt orange colour. Again, it's all subjective. You might love the orange colour, which is fantastic, but yeah, not a huge fan. But I think one of the biggest pieces of technology to go into this driver, which may save it, I'm saying save it as though it's in trouble, which may make people play it a little bit more, is that the artificial intelligence computer has designed a brand new internal rib structure for this driver, which has totally changed the acoustics. So listen to this. Exactly. Oh. You see, I really enjoyed last year's Callaway Epic Flash Sub-Zero, so much so that it made it to my final two for the drivers that I was going to use in 2019. And we all know that it missed out to the Taylormade M5 because of one thing: the acoustics. This new internal rib structure makes it sound so much better. It sounds that little bit kind of lower pitch for me. And again, this is all subjective. Some people love the sound of the Epic Flash, and that's brilliant. That's what makes golf great. That's what makes everything great. That's what makes... I mean, we're sidetracking a bit here, but basically, you're allowed your own opinion. And remember, guys, we will be testing the Callaway Mavrik against the Callaway Mavrik Sub-Zero, and if they made the sound that much better, could it make it? Could it make it? Maybe. Oh, that's massive. That is absolute. That's now it's early days, but that's the longest drive I've hit all year. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still January, but that's big. And you see, you can probably tell that I'm getting quite excited about this. I'm getting excited about this. I'm getting excited about the Taylormade Sim launch. I'm getting excited about the Mizuno launch. And that's okay, you know. It's okay to get excited. It's okay to be excited about golf clubs, about releases, about new technology. You don't have to buy it. Sometimes it's nice just to try it, isn't it? That's an interesting lighting position. Dark light, it's like a... Now, I've got to say, guys, I'm still waiting for that bad one. We all know you've all been watching my reviews, hopefully. You've been watching my reviews, and I've been hitting some bad shots. The odd left shot, the odd horrible shot. These are, we're 8 shots in. There's only 2 shots left here, so, I mean, touch wood. But it's going well. Now, obviously, one thing this driver doesn't have is movable weight technology. That is saved for the Callaway Epic Flash, the bigger, younger, smaller, older. Third cousin, twice removed, but I never know how to put relationships with golf clubs. Basically, it's sibling, there's a good one, its sibling has the movable weight technology, just like when it used to be the Flash and the Rogue and the Epic Flash and the Rogue, and I forget what was before that. But generally, the cycle continues with no movable weight technology, which I quite like, actually. Now again, that one's got no right, that one's gone left, so okay, we've had it, we can all relax now, but that one's got no right to go 275 yards, have a ball speed of 158.6 and still spin at a sub 3,000 number. That's insane, out of a heel miss. I rest my case. That was at the bottom. So guys, that's a load of shots hit with the brand new Callaway Mavrik driver. How has it done? Let's look at the numbers, then let's come back and talk about the acoustics, and we'll have a little review on the looks as well. So dispersion wise, guys, I am all over that. There's a little bit of a fluctuation there in trajectory, but I do need to take a couple of these shots out. I have it 12 shots because, well, some of them just didn't read at all, and they were just very, very interesting ball flights for the shots. I mean, that last shot there, that was very bottomy, We've still got a smash at 150, which is ridiculous. We've got a ball speed at 159 and a spin at 2000, which is, it's just silly, really. Numbers-wise, like I said, there are 12 shots there. There's 2 shots which just didn't make sense. There were misreads, so we're going to take those out. I will always be open and honest with you there. That leaves us with 10 shots, which I always like to test. Start off quite slowly at kind of 265. Then we really start to ramp it up. Look at the consistency there in numbers for how I've been swinging recently. I mean, it's felt okay today, but that's really, really good. We've even got one out there at 286, which 280 carry. Averaging a distance of 275, which, let's be fair, that is there or thereabouts for me usually. So again, I'm happy with that. Club head speed of 107.4, ball speed on average of 158.7, and a beautiful little spin rate there of 2822. So after all that, how do I feel like this has gone? How do I feel like I can round up the Callaway Mavrik? I always want to say Epic Flash. I don't know what it is, but anyway, it's not been that long, has it? Generally, for me, I think it's good. This is like I said, this is going to be an absolute brutally honest review. Hate the colour, not a huge fan of the name. The shape's good, the shape's brilliant. The shape's actually very, very clever in what they do. They haven't stuck the big inertia generator on the back like Taylormade have, but they've still tried to make it more aerodynamic. They've still tried to reduce drag, and I think they've managed to keep quite a sleek traditional shape by doing that as well, which you've got to take your hat off to. It looks brilliant shape-wise. Acoustically, I wouldn't say that it sounds better than anything else I've tested, because I've tested some pretty nice drivers already this year, the Cobra, the Taylormade, there's some other things coming from Mizuno as well. They all sound great, but it doesn't sound worse than them. And last year with the Epic Flash, that's generally what cost it its place in my bag. It was the sound. Loved the look of that, loved the performance of it, just didn't quite get on with the sound of it. And a lot of people comment saying, why do you go on the basis of feel? Why do you go on the basis of sound? Why don't you just purely go on performance, on numbers? Guys, this is still a bit of a... We're not playing on tour, are we? I mean, if you are watching this and you are playing on tour, then first of all, congratulations, and second of all, good luck. But it's a hobby still. So when I play golf, I see it very much as a hobby. I try to enjoy myself. I want to enjoy myself. And if every time I hit driver, I'm not quite satisfied with how it feels, how it sounds, I'm sure you guys can relate to that. I'm sure you feel exactly the same at home. You're not going to be enjoying your golf as much as you potentially could. So I think they've overcome a massive hurdle there with the new rib technology in there. And I think it's generally going to be a good driver. If I was to game it, it would have to be in a different colour because, well, you sort of get the, yeah, you get, I know, sorry, but yeah. Also remember, there is a whole family of these Mavics. There's a Mavic Sub-Zero, there's a Mavic Max. So I'm going to do a full comparison of these in another video, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And there will also be full reviews of these clubs coming very, very soon. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you found it interesting. I hope you found it fun. But most of all, I hope it helps you with your decision on what driver you might potentially game in 2020. Guys, if you are new here, please don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. The channel is growing fantastically, and I really want you to be a part of it. Leave us a like if you enjoyed that content, and smash those comments below, guys. Which driver would you potentially look at in 2020? Apart from that, I'll see you tomorrow.